Everybody ready to have some fun? Yes? Thank you. Okay, that means that it's now my job to be funny. Motel room in the Deep South, woke up in the middle of the night, rang the front desk, said, "Sir, I got a leak in my sink." He said, "You paid for the room, do what you will." You gotta think, you gotta work, you gotta laugh. No matter what you do in life, you're gonna be more successful and more happy if every day you think, you work, and you laugh. Now, thinking is getting kind of outdated in our society. Younger kids like these, I don't need to think. WTF, LOL, OMG. You can go out and work hard every day, but working smart trumps working hard, trust me. I got a friend that likes to cook hogs. He wants to be known as the hog roast guy. He wants to have a business where he goes around and do special events where he cooks hogs. Problem is, not a smart worker. He wants to specialize doing bar mitzvahs. In Huntington County, Indiana, where I was born and raised, there's one high school in the whole county, and they call it Huntington North. That's funny because there is no South, all right? Or East or West for that matter, Leslie. So people say, "What's it like where you and Quayle went to school?" I say, "Well, at Huntington North High School, they don't teach driver's training or sex education on the same day." Oh, really? The school's only got one car. Huntington, Indiana is like the towns where you people own and operate your stations. I mean, it's one of those places we like to say, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll sit in a boat and drink beer all afternoon. Damian's World of Collection of Humor. You're in Arkansas, right? Yes, sir. Okay, we are in Little Rock, which is in Pulaski County. Don't correct me. It's named after a general from the Revolutionary War. Of what ethnicity is Pulaski? You got a little help from your friend over here. Polish. Yeah, he's Polish. He's Polish. All right. I better give you the CD because it's obvious you don't read much, Scott. Do you remember the old days? You're broadcasters. Do you remember the old days when you watched the news? Walter Cronkite sat there in front of a pretend wall and read one story at a time. The wall's gone, folks. Tune in to CNN, CNBC, any of these stations. They don't even have a wall. They've got stuff going across the bottom. They got numbers and industry popping up over here. They got all kinds, this thing over here. It could be the share price of Intel. It could be the temperature in Boise, Idaho. And you guys all think this is great. This is advanced news coverage. It's good for you, but it's not good for me because I have attention deficit disorder. I'm there trying to write jokes. I've got a pen and paper and I'm trying to come up with stuff and I can't focus. My wife's in the other room, says, "What's going on in the news?" I said, "I don't know. I was watching a lady in the background make copies." Oh, it's just like the Great Depression. In the Great Depression, there was 30-some% unemployment and people stand on the street starving to death. And in this recession, people pay $54 for something that there's an unlimited number of that you can't even see. Here's the deal I'll make for you. If any of you bought one of those stars, I will make you a deal. Send me $54 and I'll sell you 2 for the price of 1. And I'll give you the paperwork. I'll even go out and point it out to you. Yeah, it's that one right over there. No, the other one. The Indian tribe in South Dakota goes to their young chief and asks him, what kind of winter is it going to be? Should we gather firewood? And he, being a young internet era chief, he doesn't know how to think. He doesn't know how to predict the weather based on the woolly worms and the leaves and all that. So he calls the National Weather Service. And they say it's going to be a bad winter. So he has his people go and gather firewood. And the next week, it's the same thing. The next week, he's got his people gathering every stick of firewood. He calls and they say it's going to be the worst winter on record. He goes to his people and he says, get every stick of firewood, every chair, every toothpick you can get. He calls the next week and they say, we are absolutely certain this is going to be the worst winter that this North America has ever seen. And the guy says, how can you be so certain? And the National Weather Service says, because the Indians in South Dakota are gathering firewood like crazy. Third thing you got to do in life is laugh. You got to think, you got to work, you got to laugh. You know, we're going to talk about laughing. And everybody says, hey, it's easy for you to go around and tell jokes. Do you realize what I'm up against? I'm up against ad revenue declining. I'm up against people that are going out of business. Of course, they're not paying for spots on my radio station. How am I supposed to laugh? You go around having a good time. All right, here's a little lesson for you. Next week on Monday, when you get back to your home, here's what you do. Monday morning, you want to start your week with a sense of humor? Wake up bright and early. Maybe 8 o'clock. That's when I get up. Put on bright red and white polka dotted boxer shorts, cowboy boots, nothing else. Go stand in your driveway and wave at your neighbors. You'll start your day with a sense of humor. More importantly, your neighbors will be scared. I do it 3 days a week. My neighbors don't ask to borrow stuff. And you'll have a good sense of humor. You know what? Yes, you will have people. I have people that complain about me. They complained about me for my behavior, but you know what? Who needs to be within 40 feet of a school bus anyhow? I thank you very much for having me here tonight. Thank you guys. See you.